Lightning McQueen versus NASCAR at Daytona Beach. Hello everybody and welcome back to some Assetto Corsa, where we have got the Lightning McQueen mod going up against the Next Gen Cup Series mod here from the beach at Daytona. Of course, track very prominent in the history of the early days of NASCAR. Now we see if we can take McQueen from the back to the front. A very treacherous and tricky circuit as is already crashing on the right side. That was Austin Dillon off in the sand. Well, we're all in the sand here now, but a big checkup now. As you can see, one of the Chastain cars gone around as well on the inside as we transition now onto the public highway here as we head down the paved section. And this Lightning McQueen car has such great acceleration. The top end speed is basically identical to the next gen car, but the acceleration in this car definitely a little bit better here now, as actually we roll up on the back of none other than Jackson Storm, as we're going to go head to head down this straightaway, as I don't give him any room here as we get ready to go down towards the next braking zone. We have such long straightaways to deal with here at this Daytona Beach circuit now. As we continue on down towards the left-hander, you can see we're closing in on the cars in front. We stop on the brake. Storm, he's going to pass us into the corner. He's going to completely miss the braking zone. He's gone. He's out. See you later, Jackson Storm. McQueen carries on, slipping and sliding there through the sand on that transition off the pavement. Of course, now we head back down this very long beachfront, of course, here. As you can see, I mean, the visibility is absolutely horrendous. And imagine McQueen getting this sand tossed into his eyes. It would not be comfortable. He doesn't have a windshield like these NASCAR guys do to, of course, keep his eyes in good shape here now. But we passed Hamlin. We passed one of the TRD machines as well, and we're up into P21 as we close in on the end of lap 1. If you see in the top of your screen, we're doing 10 laps of racing here around this Daytona Beach circuit now, as we can't even see where I'm supposed to hit the braking because it's just blind. I mean, there's sand literally everywhere. If there's a crash, I'm not going to see it. There's a crash. That's a 17 right there. We get through without any damage, fortunately. Now as we go back onto the pavement, and you can see actually we're about 4 seconds behind Ross the Boss Chastain. So fortunately, the better acceleration in this car allows us to close in a good bit until we top out, of course, and then they even out with us. But we actually lose time in the corners, though. This McQueen car doesn't tackle the corners quite as well as the next gen car, but we were holding on to P19 as we're coming to the end of this second lap here, going into the banked left-hander. Of course, now sand and banking is a fascinating one, but I mean, it's proven to work here now. As you can see, we have gained a little bit of time, but not as much as I would like to. We're trying to run down Shane Van Gisbergen in the number 91 here now as we go down the end of the long straightaway again. Fortunately, they do have these braking signs here on the right side to kind of give me a heads up now with this car. I was braking between the 4 and the 3 marker as we actually are able to keep this car pinned down right on the inside as we're trying to take McQueen up towards 18th place SVG, and we would run him down just before the halfway point on the beach as the 91 actually turns into our door. He's going to go crashing. We'll continue on. We'll pass Logano, who kind of swerves as well, and now Martin Truex Jr. as McQueen. Actually, we're gonna try and use the bump drafting. Can we bump draft a NASCAR Cup car with Lightning McQueen? I would say that was pretty successful. Nonetheless, we pull out to the left, and we're going to be able to hopefully complete this pass. He brakes a lot earlier than I do, and a lot earlier than I expected, but I think that's why he's braking, because we got 2 cars crashing, including Ross Chastain, as we go through the corner now. So 2 cars down and out there. There's a 12 as well. That's Austin, or that's a 2. That's Austin Cindric, who's crashed into the outside guardrail as well. So cars are just dropping out here one by one up to P13 just by staying in, clean condition in this Daytona Beach race. Now running down Kyle Larson in the number 5, and you can see just because of that good acceleration, we're able to blow past him, but then that speed evens out eventually here. But we would get ahead until he would fight back right here on the exit of the, what I would call turn 2, as Larson's going to go back up the inside. He gets clear for a very brief second, but we fight back. We'll get back out in front. So P12 already here as we close in on lap number 5 of 10. Tyler Reddick, Landon Castle currently battling up at the front there. Harrison Burton up there as well in front of us. It's Keselowski and his teammate of Chris Buescher that we're currently trying to run down as this car is starting to slip and slide. I'm starting to overheat those rears on this Rusty's machine here on the exit of these corners, and it's obviously causing that rear end to slip and slide around a little bit more. It doesn't matter if I'm on pavement or if I'm on sand now as we pass to number 6. I must say, for a mod, this car is very fun to drive, and I did have to mess with the gear ratios because if I ran the default setup, we were able to take this Lightning McQueen car to about 230 miles per hour. A slight disadvantage to everybody else, but we passed the 17. That will put us now into the top 10 here as we continue to move our way forward. Are we going to be able to get McQueen the win? I'm going to say it's unlikely. With 5 laps to go, we're 12 seconds behind the leaders. We throw a big block on the 17 after slipping and sliding on the exit of turn 2, but we continue our way forward now. As you can see, a little bit of a drift right there through 1 and 2 now, as we have a couple of cars right here in front of us for position. So we're going to try and get them right here on the beachfront now, as we're going to head down towards the halfway point of that beachfront, and sure enough, hello Bubba Wallace, we'll pass that number 23 McDonald's machine, one of them at least. I think there's another one. Yes, there is another one up there in P7, just in front of the number 10 of Eric Almirola now, as we are a little ways behind them, 3 seconds or so between them, and it would go up to about 3.5 by the time we actually really get rolling here. But as we go through turn 2 again, we had closed that gap now down to about a second. So we're going to get Almirola right here, coming to 3 laps to go in the Daytona Beach here. Now there's the number 10 Smithfield machine, as we're going to go sweeping past, but the Almirola turns into us, crashes us, and up and over McQueen goes down the beachfront. We roll it over back onto the wheels. We do a little spin around. We're going to get it back rolling, but any chance that we had to maybe win this race is officially over, as Almirola just turned left on a straightaway and said see you later. I don't know what in the world he was doing there. And my rear tires, as you can imagine and you can see in the bottom left, are absolutely lit on fire at this point here now, going down towards turn number 3 at this point now. So that's something we got to be very much so aware of here now. As you can see, I'm going to slide right into the corner there, and yep, our race is turned into a complete disaster, all because of Eric Almirola, and it wasn't over. Yeah. McQueen in Daytona Beach apparently wasn't quite meant to be here now, and we would finally get our act together, cooled the tires down, but the damage was done because, you know, we're down in 22nd place in these final 2 laps of this race here now, when we're 40 seconds once everything got sorted behind the leaders. So it just wasn't going to happen. We start the final lap here from Daytona Beach. And yeah, I mean, it was a little bit frustrating. We were moving our way forward there, and I thought McQueen had a chance there to go pick up the victory, but unfortunately, Eric Almirola and the game had different plans, to say the least. We could get Denny Hamlin before this race is over. Let's see if we can get to him. 2 seconds between us, and as we go down into the braking zone, it's still going to be the opportunity for Hamlin to open up that gap. We pinned this thing right down to the inside. You can't really get much lower in a corner than that. It doesn't really do us any favors, but it's all about that acceleration. We're going to get a great acceleration on the exit now, and this is what's going to be what allows us to close the gap, but I don't think it's going to quite be enough here. 2.7, 2.6, 2.5, 0.4. It would come down to half a second by the end of the sand, but I'm going to have to try something a little bit special. The Ross Chastain wall ride at Daytona Beach to actually pass that 11 car, and it's going to be successful. The McQueen wall ride has worked to a success. We get P21, all of that for 21st place for Lightning McQueen in Daytona Beach. If you want to see more McQueen in Assetto Corsa, let me know down below. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.